Now, saving and budgeting may seem easy to do. I actually don't think it's easy to do. I'm not sure who thinks that, but it does take a lot of discipline to make it a habit. And one of my questions actually with this very, very interesting presentation we just saw is, how do we do all of these things, have these budget envelopes in this, cashless society? And now we actually have online platforms that allow us to do the exact same thing, but in a more digitalized way, diba? So we can track our savings. These apps can notify us if we're veering away from our budget. These sites and apps have been indispensable because they make our lives more convenient. And especially with the pandemic, we've seen businesses beef up their online presence. And even the companies that we have seen in financial services have more or less become tech companies, diba? So, we always hear these things. It's no longer a bank, it's a tech company. They're leveraging on technology to make investment products ever more accessible to everyone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's dissect this shift to digital solutions by both the businesses and consumers with one of the leading fintech companies in the Philippines, GCash. We are joined by their head for wealth management, Mr. Jong Layug. Now, Jong's team manages products that we know, we've heard quite a lot about. You've got GSave, G-Insure, G-Invest, and also Cards Proposition. He has been in the financial services industry for 15 years, having spent a decade in a multinational bank and the last 5 years in GCash. Good morning, Jong. How are you this Saturday morning?
Good morning, Danny. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited that we're kicking off, this panel with GCash because this has been the go-to, diba, during the pandemic. I mean, who hasn't had a hand in this? And it's not just, a virtual wallet anymore. It's really become a tool for saving, for budgeting. And that is a very interesting thing for me to understand, diba? Something that just made people's lives easier, helped during pandemic, is also actually helping to educate people on how to invest, on how to secure their future. So, Jong, this is a big mandate, but the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Danny. To everyone who is watching right now, magandang umaga po sa inyo. I'm going to talk to you about the shift in the business landscape and how GCash has been instrumental in this shift. Okay. So during this pandemic, we actually saw the worst GDP drop since World War II. So our GDP dropped by 9.5%. Our unemployment worsened. We had unemployment at 7.4%, which equates to about 3.5 million Filipinos jobless. And 26% of MSMEs had to be closed due to the lockdown. And if hindi man sila na-close, they were affected because they had to actually partially close. So actually about 78% of MSMEs, or this translates to 4.5 million businesses, were affected. And tayo mismo, di ba? Kasi we were actually forced to stay at home. So most of us who were already online, and then some of us, and those who are not yet adopting the online or the digital lifestyle, were actually forced to do so, right? So we saw virtual communities on Viber emerge. So people would actually be shopping through Viber communities, buying stuff there. And there was a lot of volatility on the financial front because people were actually out of jobs or they had unstable employment. And throughout this, actually, this is where we saw more people using GCash. So I think, as Danny mentioned earlier, medyo indispensable siya kasi people were actually now shopping online through GCash. They were paying their bills through GCash. And when you were actually buying from somebody, from an informal seller, you would typically pay that person by sending money through GCash, right? And we saw more and more people actually now starting to think about the importance of actually saving for the future and investing. Because they realize na parang you really don't know what's going to happen in the future. You might run out of a job, so you have to be prepared. And we saw more and more people actually buying insurance as well. And for some who were really affected, they actually had to take loans through GCash. Now, just to show you the adoption of this, I guess, digital revolution, we actually now have 51 million registered users on GCash. Close to 4 million merchants, including the social sellers. So again, this is talking about the people who are in those informal communities, Viber groups selling. And we have, our daily transactions per user has actually grown 2.5 times during this period. So we can see as much as 23 million people logging into the app per day and 15 million people actually transacting. So we have various uh, uses for our customers, ranging from payments to transfers, digital lifestyle, and financial services. Now, during this period, though, and I think one of the challenges really that merchants faced was, how do I now reach my consumers? Kasi, di ba, I mean, people don't go out, so people actually shop online. But how do you now reach the customers online? And for customers, for those of us who are used to buying a certain product, how do you now buy this product without actually having to go outside? So we then saw, so within GCash, we have this product called G Life, which is really, an app in app. So we allow partners or merchants to create their storefront or their app within GCash. And we saw this balloon to now we have more than 250 merchant partners on this platform. So this ranges from deals to food, financial services, all the way to various services and even e-government services, right? Okay. Now, during this period, we do see people who need some financial help from time to time, who need to borrow for a short term of period. So we actually have various lending propositions for our customers and we've been actually able to grow the number of people who are able to avail of formal credit. And this is all founded on our proprietary trust score called G-Score. So in GCash, we're actually able to determine whether a customer is creditworthy based on his behavior on GCash. And then on the wealth management front, we have savings, we have invest, and we have insurance that our customers are actually more steadily availing of right now. And I wanted to talk a bit more about investment. So in 2019, actually, we had about 1% Filipinos who had a formal investment account. And we know why, right? Because it's typically difficult to open an account, right? There's a high maintaining balance. There's so many documents that you need to apply. And it just seems like, in the, I know, it sounds like it's a pangmayaman kind of product, but it's not as accessible. So what did we do? So first is with GCash, our know your customer, right, which is important for all financial institutions, is actually digitized end to end, and it's one of the quickest in the industry. So with this alone, it actually reduced the barrier of how do I open an account, because you can now do it in your home. And we were able to offer the lowest minimum investment. So as low as 50 pesos, you can start investing in GCash. And through our partners, we are actually able to offer various types of funds, which include global funds. Now, it's so easy, right? So we have 7 funds available right now in GCash. And all you need to do is, well, one, you need to have a verified GCash account. And then you need to register and answer a risk questionnaire. And this will actually help assess, what products are suitable for you. Then you just buy the fund that you are interested in. And you can track your investments through the app anytime and anywhere you are, right? So we don't have any buying or selling transaction fees, and it's really so easy. Now, zooming out a bit back into the overall, sorry. So with this, actually, we were able to grow, right? And 70% of the UITF accounts in the industry actually are through GCash. So that is the scale of the of this, I would say, enhancement to how we offer products to our users, and this really shows how much how much people are yearning to be able to invest, but as long as you're able to actually find a way to present it to them in an easy way and simple that they will actually understand. So we've seen informal and organically created communities. So in Facebook, there's an organic community. There's about 45,000 users there already. So people are actually, sharing their experiences with other people, and educating fellow Filipinos about, the importance, and the things that you need to learn about investment. And in last year, actually, we reached close to 6 million in terms of like how we pushed our product to the market. Okay, so again, zooming back out to the to GCash, we are constantly looking at, different products that we can offer to make things easy for Filipinos, and really to help bridge the gap that has been caused by our situation right now. So we've launched GCash Padala. So it's really our domestic remittance, which allows you to send. Now you're able to send to someone who doesn't have a GCash account. And we've launched GCash Po, which essentially makes the sari-sari stores a hub for GCash services. And we've constantly put out some communications around, uplifting messages during the lockdown with our GCash G pa rin campaign. And really, what I want to end with right now is that most of the people who are on this call right now, I mean, I guess majority of us would be, would have a financial account already. But really, the goal for us is to get to everyone, right? And we've seen that. So we've seen fishermen, riders, who are now accepting GCash as payment. You've seen wet markets accept GCash, and sari-sari stores, and all the way down to tricycle drivers, and really the goal is to get everybody to have a financial account, and to eventually have everybody, have an access to invest through GCash, and to do many more things which previously they were not able to access. Thank you.